Forget everything you've been told about supplements for men's health, because the truth is shocking. Millions of men over 60 are wasting money and hope on magnesium pills that do almost nothing to bring back real erections. Some of these tablets pass straight through your system without ever helping your blood vessels or your energy, leaving you still tired, still frustrated, and still wondering if your manhood is gone for good. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, a professor of urology and men's health with more than 30 years of experience helping men just like you. I've spent my career studying why erections fade with age, why so many treatments fall short, and what natural, science-backed methods actually bring vitality back to men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Here's the paradox that surprises many of my patients. Magnesium is essential, but chasing it through pills often misses the mark. The body struggles to absorb it from tablets, yet nature already gave us two humble nuts that deliver not just magnesium, but powerful erection-boosting compounds you'll never find in a bottle. And this is where the promise comes in. If you eat these two nuts the right way before bedtime, you may not only restore blood flow to your penis, but also enjoy deeper sleep, stronger morning wood, and a level of energy you thought belonged to your younger years. In the next moments, I'll reveal exactly which nuts they are, why they outperform supplements, and how older men have used them to revive their erections overnight. Stay with me, because this simple nightly habit may change your life. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another tip that can help you restore your strength and confidence as a man. And I'd love your feedback. If this video speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 so I know how to serve you better. Now let's begin with the first truth every man over 60 must understand: why erections naturally fade with age and why pills alone can't fix it. Once you see the real reasons behind this struggle, you'll realize why a different approach is not only smarter, but far more effective. 1. Why erections fade after 60, and why pills don't solve it. As men, we don't often talk about it openly, but after 60, the changes in our bodies are impossible to ignore. Many of my patients sit across from me, sometimes embarrassed, sometimes even angry, asking why their erections just aren't what they used to be. They'll say, "Doctor, I used to wake up every morning feeling alive down there. Now I feel like my body has betrayed me," and I always tell them, it's not betrayal, it's biology. With age, testosterone naturally declines, blood vessels lose their flexibility, and the nerves that once fired so easily start to respond more slowly. On top of that, stress, poor sleep, and medications that many older men rely on, like those for blood pressure or diabetes, add layers of difficulty. It's no wonder so many men feel frustrated, even defeated. What most men do next is turn to pills. Viagra, supplements, magnesium tablets, you name it. I see cabinets full of them when men bring in their medication lists. And I understand why. It feels like a simple solution, a magic button to restore manhood. But here's the honest truth. Pills only address a tiny part of the bigger picture. Viagra, for example, works on blood flow but does nothing for your testosterone or your sleep. Magnesium pills may support some processes in your body, but they're often poorly absorbed, meaning your penis never gets the nutrients it truly needs. It's like trying to patch a leaky roof with tape. You might cover the hole for a while, but the real problem remains. And here's where it gets personal. I've seen men who felt hopeless walk into my office convinced their best days were behind them. Yet when they understood the real reasons for their struggles, and how to work with their body rather than against it, their entire outlook changed. They realized their strength, vitality, and confidence weren't gone. They were simply buried under years of the wrong approach. So if pills aren't the true solution, what is? The answer lies in a natural source of nourishment your body can actually use. And in the next section, I'll show you why magnesium itself isn't the enemy, but how the way you get it may be holding you back. 2. The real role of magnesium. When I sit with my patients, I often ask them what supplements they take, and more often than not, magnesium is somewhere on the list. They tell me, "Doctor, I heard it's good for sleep, for muscles, for energy, so I take it every night." And they're right in one sense. Magnesium is a vital mineral. It's involved in more than 300 processes in the body. It helps relax your blood vessels. It keeps your heart rhythm steady. It calms your nervous system so you can drift into deeper sleep, and it even plays a role in how testosterone functions. Without enough magnesium, your body struggles to maintain balance, and for men, that balance shows up most clearly in energy levels, mood, and yes, sexual health. But here's the part that many men don't realize. Magnesium from a pill is not the same as magnesium from food. In fact, a large portion of the supplements sold in pharmacies and health stores come in forms that the body barely absorbs. Magnesium oxide is one of the most common types, and it often passes right through your digestive system without doing much of anything. I can't tell you how many men I've seen who were faithfully taking their pills, expecting their erections to improve, only to feel no real difference. It's heartbreaking, because they think the problem is them, when really the problem is the way those pills are made. I also know from experience that when nutrients come from whole foods, the body recognizes and uses them in a completely different way. Food carries not just magnesium, but a team of supporting compounds, fats, proteins, antioxidants, that allow your system to absorb and apply the mineral where it's needed most. That's why a simple handful of the right foods can sometimes outperform an expensive bottle of tablets. So the question becomes, if magnesium itself is important, but the form you're taking doesn't work, where should you turn? The answer lies in two humble, delicious nuts that not only provide magnesium your body can actually use, but also carry powerful compounds that directly improve blood flow to your penis. And in the next section, I'll explain why those nuts can succeed where pills fail. 3. Why nuts beat pills. Over the years, I've had countless conversations with men who felt let down by supplements. They came to me saying, "Doctor, I've tried everything, pills, powders, capsules, but nothing seems to bring my strength back." And I always remind them of something simple. Nature is far wiser than any factory. A pill can try to isolate one nutrient, but real food delivers a complete package designed for your body to recognize and use. That's why certain nuts can do what magnesium tablets never will. When you eat the right nuts, you're not just swallowing magnesium. You're taking in a rich combination of healthy fats, amino acids, antioxidants, and minerals that work together like a symphony. These compounds fuel nitric oxide, the molecule that relaxes blood vessels and drives blood into the penis. They nourish testosterone, so desire and energy rise naturally. They even calm the nervous system, helping you rest at night so your body can rebuild and repair. That's something no single pill can ever fully provide. I've seen men who were skeptical at first, but after making a simple switch from supplements to real foods, they noticed remarkable changes. One gentleman in his late 60s told me, "I thought my body was finished. Then I started eating a handful of nuts at night, and within weeks, I woke up with morning erections again. My wife couldn't believe it, and honestly, neither could I." Those stories are not rare. They're what happens when you give your body exactly what it's been missing. And perhaps most importantly, nuts don't just deliver nutrients, they deliver them in a form your body understands. That means better absorption, stronger effects, and results you can actually feel. It's the difference between knocking on a locked door and having the key to walk right in. So which nuts are the true game changers? The ones that carry not only magnesium, but a host of erection-boosting power. Let's start with the first one, a nut you probably already know well, but may never have realized just how much it can transform your health and your nights. 4. The first nut, almonds. When I think back on some of my earliest patients struggling with declining energy and weaker erections, one of the simplest recommendations I gave was to add almonds into their evening routine. At first, they were surprised. "Doctor," they'd say, "how can something so small make such a difference?" But what I've witnessed over the years is that almonds carry a kind of quiet power, packed with nutrients that speak directly to the needs of an aging man's body. Almonds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, but that's only the beginning. They also contain vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that protects blood vessels from wear and tear, keeping them flexible and able to deliver blood where it's needed most. For a man, that means better circulation not only for his heart, but for his erections. Almonds are also rich in arginine, an amino acid that fuels nitric oxide production. That's the very same pathway medications like Viagra try to trigger, but here it comes naturally, without side effects, in a form your body knows how to use. And let's not forget the healthy fats that support hormone balance, helping testosterone work the way it should, even as the years go by. I remember one man in his 70s who began eating a small handful of almonds before bed. Within just a few weeks, he reported waking up with stronger morning erections than he had experienced in years. He told me it gave him back not only physical strength, but also a sense of confidence he thought he had lost forever. His story isn't unique. Almonds consistently help men restore vitality in ways that surprise them. But almonds are only half of the equation. There's another nut that works in perfect harmony with them, one that adds an entirely new dimension to circulation, sleep, and sexual recovery. And when the two are combined at night, the results can be even more remarkable. So let's talk about the second nut and why it may be the missing piece in your nightly routine. 5. The second nut. Walnuts. Over the years, I've often called walnuts the heart nut, not only because of their shape, but because of what they do for circulation. And when I explain to my patients how much they can also help with erections, their eyes widen with surprise. Walnuts are not just a snack. They're a powerhouse of nutrients perfectly designed to restore blood flow and revive sexual vitality. What makes walnuts so unique is their abundance of omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats keep blood vessels flexible and smooth, ensuring that blood can move freely through arteries and into the penis. For a man struggling with weaker erections, that improved circulation is nothing short of life-changing. Walnuts also provide polyphenols, strong antioxidants that fight the silent damage aging causes in your blood vessels. And like almonds, walnuts carry magnesium, but in a form the body can actually absorb and use effectively. Another secret gift of walnuts is melatonin, the natural hormone that helps regulate sleep. Many men don't realize how deeply sleep affects sexual health. During the night, testosterone levels rise, tissues repair, and erections occur to keep the penis healthy. By eating walnuts before bed, you're not only feeding your blood vessels but also supporting deeper restorative sleep, which gives your body the chance to rebuild its strength. One man I treated, in his late 60s, confessed that he had almost given up on intimacy. His confidence was gone, and his relationship with his wife felt distant. I suggested he combine walnuts with almonds each night. Within a month, he returned with a smile, telling me he felt alive again. His erections stronger, his energy steadier, and his connection with his wife renewed. Stories like his are proof of what simple, natural foods can do when used consistently. But here's the real key. It isn't just about the nuts themselves, it's about the timing. Eat them at the right moment, and you unlock their full potential for healing and recovery. And that's exactly what I'll explain next, because when you eat these foods matters just as much as eating them at all. 6. Why nighttime is key. One of the most common mistakes I see is men eating the right foods at the wrong time. I've had patients proudly tell me they've added almonds and walnuts to their breakfast or afternoon snack, and while that's still healthy, it misses the most powerful window your body has to restore itself, the night. Timing is everything, especially when it comes to sexual health and vitality. During the night, while you sleep, your body is working harder than you think. Testosterone, the hormone so essential for energy, drive, and erections, naturally rises in the early hours of sleep. Blood vessels relax and repair themselves, fixing the subtle damage that comes from aging and daily stress. Even more fascinating, your body produces spontaneous erections throughout the night, sometimes 3 or 4 times, not because of desire, but because these erections keep the penile tissue oxygenated and strong. It's nature's way of maintenance, ensuring the machinery still works. Now imagine this. Just before bed, you give your body almonds and walnuts, foods filled with magnesium, arginine, omega-3s, and melatonin. Instead of your system running on empty, it suddenly has all the building blocks it needs to support circulation, fuel hormone balance, and deepen your sleep cycles. That's why so many men who adopt this simple nighttime habit report waking up after a week or two with firmer morning erections, feeling stronger, and even noticing improvements in mood and clarity. I remember one gentleman in his 70s who told me, "Doctor, it's like my body was waiting for me to give it the right fuel at the right time. I had no idea the timing mattered so much." His experience isn't unique. It's what happens when the body's natural rhythms are supported instead of ignored. But let's take this even further, because beyond timing and nutrients, there's an even deeper transformation that happens when men begin to regain their confidence and strength. And it's not just about erections, it's about how you feel as a man, as a partner, and as someone who refuses to let age define him. 7. Emotional transformation. What this means for you. When men first come to me, they often carry more than just a physical problem. They carry the weight of disappointment, the quiet frustration of not being able to perform like they used to, and the fear that this decline is permanent. I can see it in their eyes when they sit across my desk. The hesitation, the shame, the question they're often too embarrassed to ask out loud, am I still a man if I can't do this anymore? And every time, I tell them the same thing. Your masculinity is not gone. Your strength is not gone. What you're experiencing is your body asking for the right support, not telling you that it's finished. When men commit to small, natural changes like eating almonds and walnuts at night, I see something remarkable happen. Yes, their erections improve, their energy rises, and their sleep deepens. But beyond that, something shifts inside them. They stand taller, they smile more, and they look at their partners with a spark they thought had disappeared years ago. One of my patients once told me, "Doctor, it feels like my wife and I are 20 years younger. We laugh more, we touch more, and I feel proud of myself again." That's the kind of transformation that goes far beyond the bedroom. It touches your confidence, your relationships, and even the way you see your future. And here's the truth I want every man listening to hear. It is never too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 85, your body is capable of renewal. Those nightly erections that come back are not just a sign of physical function. They're a reminder that you are alive, capable, and still very much the man you want to be. So if a simple habit with 2 humble nuts can create this kind of change, imagine what happens when you embrace the full picture of your health. In the conclusion, I'll tie it all together and show you exactly how to take these steps starting tonight, so you can reclaim your strength and confidence once and for all. Conclusion. Strong emotional close. Gentlemen, we've walked through the real reasons erections fade after 60, why pills so often disappoint, and the vital role magnesium plays when it comes from the right source. We've seen how almonds deliver vitamin E, arginine, and healthy fats to fuel circulation, how walnuts bring omega-3s, polyphenols, and melatonin to restore blood vessels and deepen sleep, and why the timing, eating them at night, is the secret to unlocking their full power. Most importantly, we've talked about what this really means for you. Not just stronger erections, but renewed confidence, closer intimacy, and the chance to feel like yourself again. I've treated men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who believed their best days were behind them, yet with simple, natural steps, they discovered their vitality wasn't gone, it was simply waiting to be reawakened. I want you to know the same is true for you. So forget the magnesium pills that leave you frustrated. Instead, give your body what it truly needs. Tonight, before you go to bed, reach for those almonds and walnuts. Stay consistent, trust the process, and watch as your body thanks you with strength, energy, and manhood you thought was lost. Because it's never too late to revive your life.